Welcome everyone to another Hearts of Iron 4 series, and this time we're gonna be doing the Warlord bookmark era, whatever it's called. And yeah, we're gonna play some China. Yeah, essentially this mod you probably all remember from my mod spotlight, so I don't need to introduce it. Just a bunch of warlords fighting for control of China, and I think the one that I will play is a Yunnan clique, or clique. Wonder if historical AI even does anything here, but I'm gonna turn it on just in case. Or perhaps I should not have done that, because perhaps this will just lock a few options. Whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna play as a Yunnan clique because I don't know, I think they're interesting, and also because they get to fight really early. So obviously that's pretty great. So essentially, if you all remember, there's a big shared part of the focus tree, and then there's a unique sort of political tree for a few of the warlord cliques, and then most of the other ones have a generic one. And yeah, so we're gonna be going down that stuff, and yeah, okay, so this is our starting army. As you can see, we have a bunch of troops kind of scattered all over. This is supposed to be because, as you can see, their name is Jingguojun. This is like the country preservation army. And yeah, Yunnan essentially was famous during the early Republican period for its armed forces, because it is the site of the Yunnan Military Academy. And the Yunnan Military Academy essentially bred a generation of young Republican military leaders. And so we are reaping the benefits of that, but also we've got to deal with some of the downfalls. Anyway, we are, let's just quickly explain our strategic situation. We are in the southwest of the country with some very harsh terrain out here. Not much of an economic base, not much of a modern industry. But definitely a few resources a few natural resources that we can trade, and also we are the sort of gateway into China for the European colonies of Burma and Indochina. So we are, as it says here in the spirit, between Britain and France. This decreases our division training time and our research time, but it also increases our economic dependency on these colonies, because we have to send them some of our industry, but we also have some extra bonuses to trade, so they'll be more likely to trade with us than anyone else for our resources, which is going to be useful. And this is in large part due to the fact that the only railway connecting French Indochina to to anywhere in China is the Hanoi Kunming, which is the capital of Yunnan Railway. And yeah, that is about it. So, okay, in our political line, we can either support Tang Jiao, who is our current warlord, or Gu Pingzhen, who is this other general man who briefly took over in history, and then he was once again ousted by Tang. We are going to pick Tang. So Gu's path is one of mostly you merge with the KMT. Now the KMT is going to spawn out of this little guy, Guangdong, and then wreak havoc on China. But we are going to try to make our own power base. And, you know, we're not going to be necessarily hostile to the KMT, depending on the situation, but we are definitely going to hedge our bets. Alright, I will research heavy machine gun, because infantry breakthrough is very strong, because at the start, obviously, our army is mostly composed of infantry. It is just all 6 battalion infantry. For our industry, we shall build some civilian factories, because we are going to get quite a lot of free industry, because as you can see, we do have quite a lot of focuses that are quite aggressive. Now, another feature that this mod has added is a money system. So obviously, if we start to expand, if we build more divisions, we're gonna have problems with money, although I'm not sure what happens if we go below 0. It probably gives us some pretty bad modifiers. And then things like good stability. Oh, there's already a civil war in Yunnan. Interesting. Usually does not happen this quickly, but oh well. And oh, it looks like this little guy, the Hubei Jingguo Jun, is also getting involved. Well, good on you. No divisions and basic training. We should probably get some of them. And we are going to get them on the border with our northern neighbor, Quanbian. Because he's going to be the first guy that we get war goals on. I'm going to take Ye Quan as a general, and Tang Jiao is the only field marshal. Yeah, I'm going to just take him, although, I'd want to wait a little bit before we attack, because maybe he can choose some of these civilian industry or military industry focuses, and in the meantime we're just gonna look at the rest of China explode. So in the meantime, I'm also gonna explain what you can do with money. So you can borrow money, that is after you take a focus. You can purchase equipment with it, so you can purchase tanks and aircraft from the foreign powers. Unfortunately, you cannot purchase shipments of rifles, which would be the main way in which these warlords would get their, military forces together. There's actually a very good book on it called like The Power of the Gun, which is like, and the subtitle is like Foreign Involvement in the Chinese Warlord Era or something, which kind of goes through all like the arms deals that the major powers were doing with all of these rump states, and it's actually really interesting. So since this guy is not taking, he's taking established military academies, so I don't know, I'll just wait 2 weeks until he's done, and maybe if he takes another I'm gonna take you. If he takes another economic focus, I'm gonna let him finish. If not, hey, it's fine. So yeah, you can purchase equipment. Oh, army effort. Oh well, you're dead. We're gonna call in our allies, and our only ally is our puppet, Guizhou. Yeah, they're our puppet because we essentially took them over in the chaos of the National Protection War, which was the war in which Yunnan kind of solidified itself as a southwestern military power, despite its very, very pathetic economy. And there we go. So now we can get all of our troops moving down and up and on in. There we go. Quanbian up here only has like 1 division, so it's going to be really easy to take them down. And we're going to get 0 factories from that, but better than nothing. I'm going to take the capital, Kangding. Now, I'm going to mispronounce everything because I don't know how to pronounce it, but because I don't know how to pronounce it, and it's the game's fault because it doesn't have pinyin tone markers. So actually, I have no idea what is the correct pronunciation. Anyway, so here's like the main event, in a way, of the early game. It's Guangdong expanding and turning into the essentially the embryon of the Chinese Republic. So earlier on, they were kind of oppressed by the old Guanxi clique, which is this state over here, not to be confused with the new Guanxi clique, which exists in normal Hearts of Iron 4. There we are. So we have taken down their 1 division and their 1 little thing. Now we could satellite a part of him and then puppet another part of him. I'm thinking of doing that. Or we could just take him over. We don't get cores on him, which is relatively sad, and he doesn't really have anything useful for us. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna puppet and satellite him. And puppet and satellite one of the other guys, just so I can see more tags around. Oh, so we have Liu Wenhui in charge of that. Oh, Liu Wenhui is, I think, one of my generals. No? Okay, never mind. Oh no, I think I know this name. He's some kind of warlord that becomes kind of important, but relatively, I mean. I think he becomes the warlord of like Xikang or something, which is around here anyway. And yeah, then that guy that we were fighting, he's now puppeted. He's now defected, which of course is very common in this time period's China. Now this gives us... You what, mate? You're my puppet. Why can I not use you? Why can I not use you to use a front line? Oh, whatever. I don't even know. Anyway, this means that we can now flank around Sichuan. We also have, like, this focus tree thing also gave me a warlord on this guy, Sichuan. And he has some factories. He's also got some problems to deal with. Minus 40% stability and minus 40% war support. Because generally the Sichuan warlords were a bunch of crazy people. Anyway, Yunnan Military Academy will give us some bonuses. We're going to take annex Guizhou next, so that we can take over our little puppet to the east, get his guys, and actually, would we get his guys? Yeah, I think so. And we're going to get some political power out of that as well, which is... and command power too. So let's actually spend all of my command power first. I'll take org first. You don't have anything that you can take, but you... I can take guerrilla fighter. I can... I guess promote a second field marshal. Yeah, Yang Ximin. You know, second field marshal might be useful. There we are. Why are you not, you know, being fast? I don't know. Mongolia. He's back to China, although Chenny is a guy that becomes one of the leaders of the Red Army, but I'm pretty sure it's not the same guy that we're talking about here. Yeah, we're starting to get our guns produced, but it's taking a while, and ooh. Really now? Well, apparently we have no supply up here. Whatever. And there we go. Now we have Guizhou annexed, and we got their divisions, which makes us strong enough to take on Sichuan after they have completed everything. And then we are going to take new National Protection Movement. Now, the National Protection Movement was what the previous famous warlord of Yunnan, whose name was Cai E, but he died like 4 years ago by this in-game time. It was what he did to fight the central government at that time, which was another guy that was trying to restore the empire, but not like the Manchu Empire, but trying to restore a Chinese empire, proclaimed himself emperor, named Yuan Shikai. Anyway, in the end, the first ones to oppose him were actually the Yunnanese, and they were so successful that they managed to take down Yuan Shikai. So yeah, China did not become a second monarchy in the end, and the republic was preserved. Left for Fengguojian. It's like we have some problems up to the northeast. Doesn't matter to us right now, because our duty right now is to take down the Sichuanese. Oh, and apparently we did not call you in, even though I did call allies to arms. Oh well, that's fine. Now we are moving in and try to make Yunnan great again. So we are taking their cities because, you know, their troops are not strong enough to defend everything. Go like that, good. Help him destroy that guy, and then continue to advance west. Actually, you come down here, because otherwise that's not good. There we are. Ooh, Guanxi was annexed. Really now? That's annoying. So we do not get the war goal on them, which is really annoying. Anyway, Sichuan, we are gonna take that. Although we can also create a lot of really tiny, annoying states. But... well, definitely Sichuan over here. Probably just a typo. Probably just, it's supposed to be Sichuan. Yeah, so Sichuan with Chengdu. We're gonna take that. Then, where's more civilian factories and stuff? Nowhere really else. We could create the state of Chongqing and probably not lose too much, but we're gonna just take Sichuan and hold the west as kind of like a march area, you know, our little puppet states. And yeah, unfortunately, oh no, we can still do control Guangxi apparently. Why? Oh no, it's gonna give us a focus against Guangdong. Now that's... ooh. That is interesting. Because we could be stopping a lot dead in its tracks by taking that focus. Because these... if we do that, then Guangdong... like, he's supposed to become the KMT and try to launch the northern expedition. You know, he's kind of important. So by killing him, we'd be doing something kind of dangerous in a way, because it might break a few things, it might... well, you know, it might do a lot. Now, instead, what could we do? Is there ever going to be a war up here? We do not know. Because the two main factions up here, in case you don't know, are the Anhui clique and the Zheli clique. The Zheli clique being the ones from Zheli, here, and the Anhui being the ones from Anhui. But they're the ones that control the capital. So, depends on how they operate. And then the third kind of dark horse is the Fengtian, obviously, who have formed Dongbei, or Northeast. And yeah, they went for neutralism. So where should we expand? Where should we expand, to be honest? Now, to our east, Yunnan and its factories seem ripe for the taking, to be honest. They had their civil war at the beginning, although, oh, we don't have enough world tension yet, or China tension yet, to take those things, which is really sad. So should we go after Guangdong? I mean, Guangdong is a place with a lot of people and a lot of factories. So, or maybe we could go after somewhere easier, like the Maz up here, the Muslim warlords. Who knows? So I'm gonna take, instead of everything else, I'm gonna take Plan of Reform to start to get some political power. Now, since I'm playing on elite difficulty, you know, maximum difficulty, it's destroying my political power gain. So I'm gonna need to take focuses at the start to get myself political power, with which I can then afford a political power advisor, and then really start to pour in the political power, so that we can actually do things with the foreign powers. Because to like purchase things from the foreign powers, I'm gonna need to have relations with them, and I can't have relations with them, at least not yet, because I haven't taken diplomatic action. But once I do, I'm gonna need political power to do that. Now, obviously, because we are Yunnan and we're so well connected with the British and the French through land, we do get focuses just to improve their relations, so that's not bad. First of all, what should we do? I feel like diplomatic action, because I want to reach down to international assistance, which is a great focus. So I'm going to take diplomatic action, then the free world, because obviously it's because we have Britain and France on our side. Oh, and other things that you can use money on are administrative investment, which increases the political power gain. Industrial investment increases factory output. Social investment is consumer goods, and then yeah, that's then educational is research. And there we are. So the Zhili Anhui War has started, and I will end the episode right now, as I'm going to be trying a new kind of format In a bit, I'm gonna upload a second video. It's also gonna be 20 minutes. Instead of uploading a single 30-minute episode a day, I'm gonna try to upload 2 20-minute episodes a day. So yeah, hope you'll enjoy that, and you're gonna be taking a look at the Zhili Anhui War in the next part. So I'll see you soon.